All right, we should be live. So today we're going to be working on a mistake that I made with the male character. It's going to cost me. It's going to be the equivalency of going on that water planet in Inception. Let me get. Let me see if Chatterino actually works in the way that I want it to. 1 second. See if it actually signs in automatically and activates. Okay, chat should be good. Alright, so I fixed the armature to a certain degree. Hey, love that guitar. How's it going, Pagan? I didn't meet the requirements of yesterday, and I have more bad news today, which sucks. So I had this male version of the character. Was originally imported. Like this was an asset that was originally designed for Unreal. It's a universal project that can be used with any game engine. And you know, my process was to get it working in Blender so that we can you get it. Oh, dude. Oh, but let me tell the story. So anyway, we re-imported the FBX file, and anyway, a friend of mine that I ran into on the Blender Discord, kind of like we went through and we fixed the issue with the default pose freaking out the character. But I still wasn't in a perfect T pose, so I needed to like find, you know, I needed to bring in what Godot considers the perfect T pose to be, and start actually getting this set up correctly. So anyway, I went and did all that, got it all in the engine, thinking we're good, you know, everything is going to be fine. And so let me just open this here on another screen real quick. It's gonna let that load up. How's your day going? Did you fix the issue with the with your rad? So, oh, this is where it gets so anyway, I get everything working. I get everything in the engine, and I'm like, cool, we'll have the male and females now. Everything will be good. Right, get it all in, get it all mapped. And for a lot of the animations, like the crouch, so like die in place as an example. They notice something a little bit weird about the fingers. But it's only like the fingers. Right? The animations seem to be like armature-wise pretty good. But anyway, a lot of these seem fine until we actually start getting into the crouch animations and the movement. On the movement, if we pause it, notice the hands are a little bit wonky. They're not quite right. And then it dawned upon me that I have one checkbox in the original process when we were to when we imported it before we fixed the model on our skeleton. When we go to our bone map, you'll notice something. There's no toes. There's supposed to be a bone on the tail of everything. And I'm like, wait a second, something's not right. And when you check the hands, it's also very clear that we have like index. We have the metacarpal, which is like technically the metacarpal is supposed to be here, and not necessarily mapped per se. And then this is supposed to be 1, 2, and then 3, but 3 is actually missing. In other words, what's actually happened is all my leaf bones, which are like the end bones, got pruned when I originally, way back, like when I first imported it into Blender. I imported it wrong, and now that I fixed everything, we're missing all those bones. Which is why the hands, the fingers are weird, right? Because this is actually supposed to be a bone that's not supposed to be mapped, the metacarpal, and 1, 2, and 3 are supposed to be the fingers, not 2, 1 metacarpal, and that's why we don't have a thumb hip. So it would have been in Blender absolutely perfect with the way that I have it set up right now and scaled down to match the armature and feet placement and IK, and we would have been good to get both male and females in if I had it correctly imported the FBX in the first place. But now I have to do it all again, and the issue was the gentleman that helped me fix it in the first place. In that blend file that was fixed, the bones are missing. So now we have to kind of go through the process again. So what I wanted to do is create what's called Godot tools, which is going to be an add-on. Because if I've done something once, I don't believe we really should be doing it again. If we know what the naming convention is for all of Godot's bones, and we know how they import, and we know, like, you know, all these kind of, you know, things, I think what I want to do is create like the perfect pose reference, and make a system in Godot that will automatically rename all the bones to like match, you know, the Mixamo standard into what Godot maps them towards, and try to make a tool, or I've already added an add-on that does applies all my modifiers but keeps all the shape keys. So it's super important. I might modify that as well. I might try to take all the add-ons that I normally use and put them under one universal studio add-on for making, migrating shit into Godot more easier, so I don't have to go through all this work again. Because now now I'm sitting on top of another like 2 or 3 hours of work just to get back to where I was, and then have to, figure out how I'm going to realign all these bones again. But that's where we are. At least it's like, it's almost forgivable, the animations as they are here for male and female. But right, if I go to my animation tree, right, if it wasn't for the hands being so terrible, we'd be there. And then the obviously the NPCs can then use the same. So it would be nice just seeing the not gray box for a chance. But anyway. Yeah, you can see it even on the jump. It's just the bone mapper being almost forgivable space. Yeah, it's just the bone mapper being wrong on the hands and mapping one bone off. But so close. At least the import process has improved. Like all of my all the reflection maps and everything, like all of this, except for some of the normals, actually came in fine. Just one export without having to change anything. So that's cool. I think there's definitely way too much reflection on it though. I do need to go in and mess with it. But overall, yeah, like the alpha on these scissoring was weird. Yeah, it shouldn't be on mix. Those are little things I need to fix. But annoying. Annoying being so close to getting this kind of working and set up correctly. Yeah, there was like an issue with normals on the chest part as well. Yeah, but overall, other than the head position being a little bit off and needing to be adjusted, which will be done with IK anyway, it's pretty good. And I could try to fix the bone mapper and leave the leaf bones out and just kind of go finger 1, 2 and not have the tips. But I still think it's gonna, you know, keep the ends of the finger bent. It's still not right, you know. Even if I can kind of work around it right now, it won't look good with the rifle animations and things like that. So it needs to be fixed. But overall, yeah, because there's definitely a bone missing. Oh, yeah, it's so dumb that I could be a monkey finger model. So this is the one that was fixed. Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah, this is the one before. Yeah, I see when I sent it to the person who helped me, I had it gone with the default settings and we're missing those bones. I had to import them again, so it sucks. And just go through and yeah, so we're not ignoring leaf bones. Primary bone axis is Y up. Use pre and post. Manual orientation is fine for Z forward, Y up. And I think this is actually. And I wonder if I should actually set the import scale by default here. Because we want them facing -C. But scale, in this case, see the scale comes in correct, but isn't applied correctly. Right, but that's accurate. Just the scale is wrong. Yeah, it's our bone orientation's not set, but in this case though, let's see if we do before I redo it. Yeah, so they're there now. Crap. Okay, so that's fine. Oh yeah, I wonder if we can actually fix. See, this was the issue. He's like rotated all funky, and I think we need to like reparent him and kind of get him back to normal. Let's go back and. So automatic. I wonder if we need force connect children. Forces connection to children balance stripping even if their computed head-tail positions do not match. Can be useful for pure joint type armatures. Never had used force sleep. Curious though. I'm gonna give it an importance. No, that makes it worse. Much, much, much worse. So all of that is right. AL should be 0.01, I think. Or scale be 100. Oh yeah, okay, maybe. Yeah, let's do scale 100. Hey, we're good, we're good. What's that at 1? But that's wrong. That's so weird. Yeah, I wonder if we just kind of I wonder is there a way to apply a whole bunch of modifiers? At least all the ones that we don't need to shape keys. Hey, Dev Dinya. Chill music today. Yeah, it's been like the same track that I've been listening to for a while. We're going to be hopefully speeding through this today, but keep our shape keys. I need to reapply all this shit. Ugh. Today's going to be a blendering stream. There's so many shape keys on the assets. This is probably not faster than what I was doing, but since I wasn't here for a hot second, how does Unforgiven Space come along? How did the replication work out? I haven't done much with the netcode since. I've been mostly working on just kind of features and trying to get, stuff online. Until we have more than 20 testers on the server, the replication, it's not like a super big important thing right now. I've been trying to kind of get everything to like a visual slice. There's the rest pose is now correct, but our pose position is now crazy. So let's remove. Get rid of these animations. Right. Animation data. Get rid of these. The K-bones. Alright, so ball is important. The IK one's not so much. Twist is fine. I'll keep the twist. Okay, so I want this bone. This goes here with bone. And then these IK ones can go. Okay, so the root, pelvis, all of this is now fine. Nope. So far that didn't work. So let's do this. Get it in front. And we don't need. Okay, it's fine. This is fine. Yeah, so I want to use the head of this one, this orientation, to fix the issue that I'm having with the thought pose being weird. Because I need this pose position to be reset. That's what's weird about it. Or I need the apply the rest pose back to the regular pose. I'm not sure. Apply visual transform to pose. Yay! Okay, now we're good. Okay. Awesome. But now we need to re-add the armature modifiers back again. Or maybe we even fixed it. Then we can repose them. Yeah, so if that's actually correct now, we don't need this reference bone either. We have our root. Unless I want to reparent everything to the root. And I don't know if we need one. Let me save this and go into the base rig. Because I don't. Am I using a root? Root to hips. Yeah, so root to hips to spine. Root to hips to spine. Root to hips to spine. So there's a root. Yeah, we're not using it. So we could. I mean, it wouldn't matter. It doesn't need a. Yeah, hips could still be root. We could probably get rid of the. I don't know. Do I want to reparent it? Leave it alone. Leave an old root bone in there. Parent. No, I don't think it's gonna matter. Because I had it fixed before. I think we'll leave it alone. We'll use hips as root. That's fine. Let's grab all. Let's actually go ahead and clean up the. Yeah, let's find missing files. And let's pull this from textures. New characters, textures, find. Really? The FBX has the wrong texture name? Blah. Anyway, let's not worry about it. Let's get them actually fixed, and then we'll deal with it. Let's import our Mixamo correct T-pose. Now, and although we're a little bit off, yeah, so let's take this guy. And this will be y bot e. And T-pose ref. We're not going to be exporting it, and let's put him in male final. And I'll put him in a collection called male fixed for the time being. And now we're going to spend yeah, we really only need to worry. We don't have to reapply the armature. Because what item? We have gloves. It's mostly suit. Right? Helmet will be fine. Suit and body. These three will have to be fixed. But I don't really think we need to worry about the changes of the shape keys or anything. Anything else. So I think we can actually just kind of start with just these. And then get these working. And then we'll reapply all of the rest of the armature modifiers for the vertex groups later. Because they won't, you know, they shouldn't matter. It should only be just like the suit itself that's what matter. So let's add back in our armature modifier. And just to make sure, check pose mode. Okay. Yeah, so we're good. It's perfect. And we want to do local bone rotations. Nice. So we'll get our armature applied to each of the ones that are going to be influenced by the A pose, and then we'll just go through and fix it, and we'll get it kind of working again, and we'll get it re-exported, and then we should be back to like everything working. Gonna remap all the textures, but you know, whatever, it is what it is. Yeah, so let's do this body. So body full, because all these vertex groups and all these blend shapes, that's the issue. Like I don't want to lose these. So because we have like body fat and like, you know, we have suit modifiers. So we can have some chunky boys, you know, if we want them. And, you know, we can make them kind of like thicker, bulkier, you know, more starved, you know. We want to make sure that we maintain all of our blend shapes, you know, as we're modifying this. And that's why it's so annoying on the female too. Right, because there's a lot of character customization options that we can't just throw out. So, and there's still weird issues with the normals on this character that I'll need to kind of deal with. But it is what it is. Like the origin, yeah, that's the other thing. The origin of a lot of this stuff before we go ahead and do that. Let me go back to the suit and remove this. And let's actually fix the origin. If we don't, we're going to make sure that we're at world origin. Yeah, okay. So same with the armature. Our armature origin is fine now. There's definitely some stuff here that's not, because there's a parenting, I can tell here by the parenting that something is still off. So let's just go through our parented missions. Yeah, see, so all of this is like kind of messed up. I don't normally like to have all of this at the I don't know why it considers it to be so, its position to be like so high. Yeah, I don't mind the rotation being 90 degrees either for everything. That's fine. I don't know why all the meshes have this weird... Now, when I apply the location, this goes back to 0. My problems. Yeah, what is setting this to the origin? Bring its location like so far when we're like in the middle. It's gotta be the thing. Although the bones, I don't think the bones are messed up. Bone scale is fine. Position is fine. Could do. All transforms to deltas. All transforms messes up our scale. Why? All transforms to deltas. Yes. Are we good? Can we change the origin? Yes, we can. Can we do that for all missions? What is it like 0? Like, what is up with the minute nonsense? Like, is my 3D cursor not quite at world origin? Cursor to world origin. it's like 0.000001. Like whatever, it's fine. Okay. Okay. All this now looks good. Okay. So when I do set origin to geometry and it works, oh, that's not it. Okay. I wonder if I should move the, Nah, we won't worry about that yet. Yeah, like why? Okay, that's good. Still have one. It's like, well, there's a few that are on. Yay! Alright, that's all of the meshes recentered correctly. Except for this one. Why the suit's so weird, but whatever, just apply what we have. Okay, hair is good. This is all good. Okay, excellent. Alright, so next on the fixing things up, we need to actually get the T-pose back in place. So it's actually like this. So let's hope now that we can actually get the modifiers back and working again. So grab our armature, grab our root. Okay, check our pose mode. Now this is back in phone local. Yay. Okay, perfect. Alright, cool. So we're gonna do that now for each of the so the suit, the body. I'm not gonna apply all the armature modifiers because I want to get the rest pose correct. Yeah, so back to object mode. So this one, we're gonna add our armature modifier. We're not gonna the root. I think that's it. There's like a neck. I think we have to do the neck. There's like a body part. Yeah, I think this one we're still gonna need to add the armature modifier too. Or we're gonna end up in trouble. Because I think those are the only three things. Okay. All right. Relative mirror as well. Crap. We did that beforehand. We want to do axis mirror. And then we want to snap to our degree. This is a lot better once we have actual. Once we really have the Okay, or we kind of go a bit crazy with this now. Let's. Yeah, we could probably put the armature modifier back on the things that we're not applying. Now that we fixed everything up. Yeah, it's probably not going to help. They're not going to make things worse. Okay, let's get all of this. Body parts, hair. Hair too. Yeah, because we won't really have to like reapply any of these. So we might as well actually get these back. Okay, and save. Feet. Do I need these IK? No, I do need ball. Okay, ball's fine. Ball left, ball right. What about one of these? Mix mode toe right. Yeah, do I? Oh yeah, no, they're from the other model. Okay, nope, that's fine too. Yeah, so it's just getting these a little bit straight. And so what we'll do is we'll just go into pose. Make sure we're in local. And we're just going to do just a couple of degrees. Wait, I'm not doing it right. Make sure we're only doing it on Z. And then what's our rotation? Z44. What a rotation in this phone is like so strong. It's so weird. Now down here, these have to be you want rotation of X, but 1, 2 degrees. 2 rotations. I should do it. The spacing on the feet might still be a bit weird. I don't know. I don't really want to bring them that close together. Yeah, no, maybe we will. Right, because we're kind of leg spacing. Yeah, we're off by just a little bit. Not much. Just a bit, tiny bit. We check X spot again. Yeah, I think that'll do it. I hope. I don't really want them to be super close together though. It wants it to be over just a bit more on the ball. Yeah, that should be fine. Alright, so now we should be able to go and apply the modifiers, then we'll apply the respos, and then we should be good to go. We're going to save this again. I'm going to create a version before we, so this is going to be 3 E pose. So we're still in A pose, we're only posing a T pose. Now we're going to apply it as a default T pose. We're going to bring it in the Godot and see how it looks without materials. And then it should be fine in Godot, and if it's fine in Godot, I'll remap all the materials again. We'll set this up as our main model. And then we should be good. We'll have the mail back in the game. And all will be fine. Excuse me. Grab some water. Okay. So we need body, full body part. What else? Body full, body part needs to be applied. The rest pose needs to be applied. It would be nice if we save this pose to our asset library. So in this particular pose, in our so in this reset position, push pose to breakdown. Copy the pose. Comes in internal. Paste pose, paste flipped. How do I save a custom pose to the asset library, I wonder? Pose or breakdown, blendinate or push pose. Exaggerate the current pose and regardless. Do the breakdown, pose. Rename. Okay, with bone collection. I don't know. Oh, here on the dope sheet. Hang on. Create a pose asset. Okay. Pose name. A pose. Male. Okay. Cool. Yeah, does that actually work? A pose male. Can it render itself or anything? Or is it just a preview? I guess I can't really Now we could preview the poses. Convert legacy pose to library. Right? Right, because then we can just save. Create a pose asset. Oh, and is that pose asset now here permanently? In the dope sheet? Like, oh, I guess that is. Okay. So it's like a manual frame. And then interpose selection. Okay. And then can we do this one as a T-pose test? So this is the A pose. Oh, maybe this is the current selected pose and not the current selected rest pose. Doesn't really kind of say which pose we're actually getting our data from. Right, like what is the A pose? Is it the pose that we've currently defined, or is it the rest? I'm assuming it's not the rest. Which means that this A pose is probably actually just the T pose. So I'm wondering if I should rotate these a little bit. Not that one. The one underneath this one. Oh, I should straighten the right. I mean, probably. About there. You know, this is our difference between. So we'd have to update our T pose as well. So this one, we're still in local. Just gonna fix the tile time a little bit. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, that's about as T-posy as we're gonna get. Could move these bones out. But we'd be kind of messing with the... Yeah, I don't think it matters because it's just these three bones and their relative position that's important. That looks good, looks good. Good, looks good. Okay, all the twist bones are fine. Junk have his belly pose. Flipping through. Nope. Nope, we're good. Okay, no, that's fine. Oh, we're almost done. Okay. All right. So we're gonna move. Let's get this paired. Do, 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 do. All right. So we need to. Do I apply my armatures before we do the pose? Yes. So let's do the suit, the body parts. No, these need to be applied. Keeping our shape keys. No shape keys on the body part. Really? Okay. Keep. Yeah, so that should be only the ones that we need. Okay. And now reset. Okay. Now we're back to visual. Okay. And now we re-add our armature again. Okay. Do the body part. What else? Body. And crew. Group. Is that it? Are we done? Are we fixed? Now we apply this to visual pose. Back to regular pose. Wait, what? Not change. Yeah, we're fine now on wrist. Fine on wrist. Apply selected. Apply pose as wrist pose. Apply visual pose. Yeah, there. Okay, now we're good. All right. Now, let's get it in the Godot. Armatures are so annoying. Why does it revert back? Like in pose mode. Like the rest pose we know is good, so we know that this is all fine. Inner pose position. Can I like this reset clear? Okay, no, good. I don't know why it. Like now the rest pose is fine. But her pose is weird. Hey, Willie, how's it going? Yeah, so now we're in the right... Now we're in the right pose. This is all fine. It's like, our default rest pose is now fine. We're just going to override our regular. So apply visual to pose. Yay, okay. Now we should be good. No, we're not. Long time no see. How's it going? Yeah, still working on it. Trying to... Right now we're fixing the male character. When they were last imported, the male has all of his leaf bones messed up. So very, very annoying. I'm not sure what I last showed you, Willie, but a lot of the multiplayer stuff. See, literally everything about the male is working except for the fingers. So if we look at the fingers here, we'll go through the tree. Right, so like on the death animation here. Right, like a lot of the crouch animations are all good. But you can see it fall apart, like die is fine, but like... Right, this is all, you know, like completely fine. But when we're actually looking at our strafing, this is where you can actually kind of see that the fingers kind of freak out. So that's the issue so far. Oh, what's going on? Let me turn that off. Yeah, so anyway, this is like the feet was kind of messed up. Now it's not. Anyway, it turns out all the leaf bones were being messed up on the original import of the assets in the blender, so that I can actually go and edit them and, you know, like fix them up the way that we want them. So now I have to kind of go through and get them working. The female seems to be working fine though. So that's what we're doing. I don't know if I've showed you some of the multiplayer stuff, where I've been with a lot of the multiplayer. Let me save this. Let's go to the other project. Still same game. Still same game, yep. This project I'm going to open, which is called Unforgiven Systems, is all gray box. It's just made for like multiplayer testing itself. I'll just kind of give you an idea of some of the things that we can do that are fully working in multiplayer. Do I have my debug? And I'll show you the more like the visual, like where I am with things on more of the final art side, but this is more just to kind of show you, like, you know, here we have like 100 NPCs and they're all going to different waypoints on the station. We have an advanced NPC that has aggro. I'm gonna log in here as Will, apparently. No. Don't shoot the other player! Nope. Hang on, we have an enemy. No, server! You were the chosen one. Okay. Yeah, so let me just move kind of out of the way here. I have a feeling my character was not reset. No. Okay, let me just kind of restart that again. I'm breaking everything in right now in the middle of adding stealth to the game. So I'm going to jump into as a server, hide away from the. Yeah, we'll just kind of come over here. And I'll join in as. Play. We'll give him a color. Just gonna let that guard go by. Okay. Yeah, I don't think they path over here. Yeah, so we're fine over here. Alright. So here we have our server. We have Willy. Here's Willy. So I have a little bit more of the IK stuff now, fully synced in multiplayer, and a lot more stable. So we have like crouch now, stealth, and it's stealth with IK. Because ideally we need to be, you know what I mean? You got to be smuggling, you know what I mean? You gotta be smuggling drugs and kind of doing your thing. Right, we still have all the other, like, you know, our little data pad for all of our missions. It's now, you can see it here on the other player. But anyway, yeah, so here's Willy, and we're going to spawn in Willy's ship. So as the server, I'm just going to kind of head over here. Okay. Let me just jump in. So you can see that Willy is interacting with all the seats. All the seat animations are synced. You can now like jump in, turn on all the weapon systems. You can see all the you know, weapon systems are actually working. You can actually take off. We have real planets. We have warp in multiplayer. Right, we can just kind of like now move around and do things, go from point A to point B. Like buy cargo, sell it. I'm just going to leave Willy here, spawn in my own little ship. And let's in the thing. Get. Play is good. That's the main thing, right? But just we're going to go down on a planet where we have planetary gravity. Right, so there's what I just literally flew by. Just kind of, you can see everything, all the interpolations good. Right, the big thing is playability, just getting things actually working and playable. So let's enter planetary gravity. So I'm just gonna lay the ship here, gonna pop out. Now, the gravity inside the ship is turned off right now. So here I can just run around the planet. We have vehicles now that I can actually use to kind of run around. The kind of course correction you're seeing here, the little bit of jitter, is the planet aligning the player, but doing so at a slower rate. So I kind of like leans into things. It's not really an animation. Let's head down. Right, so there's Willy's ship down there on the planet. They are off to the side, so down. Alright, so now we have two, ships. See me all running around on planet side. I can crouch. The terrain looks a bit weird because it's really low poly, and we're on a perfectly spherical collision shape. So it looks like I'm kind of hovering. But it doesn't really matter. All that matters is getting the gameplay down, right? Once there's gameplay down, then it's fine. Gameplay before ships, yeah, right. So I'm trying to get all the salvage online. I'm trying to get all the ship systems. Like, AI now can spawn their own ships in. They can navigate. They can go from A to B. Like, there's so much. There's a lot of stuff working, and right now I just need to get it all together. You know, kind of a vertical pass, whatever we want to call it. Oh, I'll load the main project up here. Gameplay before ships. Yeah, well, it doesn't take much to give a player a build and be like, hey, you know, do you find this fun? You know, what don't you like about it? What do you like about it? You know? Right, so that's more like what the ship actually looks like, of course, like you've seen before. Ah. Yeah, I must have the other project still going. Do 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 do. All right, so here we're still in the, you know, the gray box version of the player in this build, but we have the female working. Female's working fine. Their suit's fine. We have the female working for multiplayer. We have all of our, you know, like cosmetic stuff, like the ability to customize your own HAB. Right, so I can go and, you know, grab our little Bar Island light, bring it in, and start customizing everything. And we can spawn these in at the truck stop. Right, so this is all stuff I've showcased before, like back when the project was in Unity, but at least all this stuff is now in Godot. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say there should be 2 bar stools here. Unreal? No, it's just Godot. Right? We just I ported everything over to Godot, so we'd have like full open source, you know, freedom. So everything I write now, I kind of write from scratch, and I can scale it. You know what I mean? If I need help with something, you know, we can just commission someone to help work on things. This is full just Godot, full open source game engine. So I don't need to worry about any royalties or anything, you know? So we have all the little warp drives, components, like everything is as it was. Here's our medical module. Like, there's literally over 40 rooms here. Every one of them has an interior. Targeting systems working, missile systems are working. Shields are all working. Right? Missiles are actually like launching, they actually have their own effects. Shields are, now I gotta get the shield shader working. But the shields do like behave based on their angle. Oh, missile already like hit it. How close to release? So all I've been doing really is just, you know, pushing builds on Patreon. And I'm going to keep pushing builds on Patreon until everything is completely playable to a point that makes sense. Right, so it turns into salvage. Individual salvage pieces. They don't blow apart right now, but they will. They'll blow apart. You can kind of get out and... Right? But yeah, it's getting there. It's like a lot. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff, you know, working. It's just a matter of kind of getting it start, you know, putting it all together. So I'm going to try to get the characters in, so that way we can start, you know, using the, you know, getting rid of the NPC placeholders. Oh yeah, I don't have collisions. Yeah, like all of this, every single one of these rooms have an interior. Yeah, let me just kind of fly around here. Right, so like, you know, this is a medical module. If I come in, right, every one of these have an interior lighting. Right, because the idea is all of my stations are made out of modules, so it's easier to scale them. And depending on if it has a medical module, or if it has like a prison system, or if it has like all these, right, it just kind of like layers itself up. Makes it a lot easier. So like if you were like rescuing NPCs and like throwing them on a gurney, you know, you would just bring them into an emergency station and like kind of bring them into surgery, and then you make money that way. Right, so all the different gameplay loops, like security, there's a whole prison system. Let me show you the prison system. But it's, you know, it's designed to be, everything is like economic, you know? Like everything is all based on a economic system, so you're a bad guy. Yeah, I'll relink the Discord. It's on Twitch. Right, so obviously, like, you know, we this is fully automated system. It's like prisoner 897, please head to processing. It's all gray box. But you know, the mini game is it's unforgivenspace.com/discord. Right, so here's the factory line. And I think unforgivenspace.com just redirects to the Discord anyway. Right, so here's like a welding station where we're doing like the welding mini game, you know, to get merits. And the idea being is all the components that you're actually working on are the ones that are actually being sold there. Right, so you're kind of like doing like this kind of a boring kind of crappy mini game, but you know, you're kind of helping ships get created, and it's outputting commodities, so it's also inputting all these extra, you know, like supplies. Oh. Gravity's busted. I'm like, why am I floating? Because I don't have things set up. But I'm excited to kind of get more into the art. Mining, dude, just check out what I have for mining. Check this out. This is the last version of the asteroid system I was working on. Oh yeah, no mining. No, there's actually going to be real things, but asteroid mining. Check this out. We have 2,000 asteroids here in a full volumetric volume. I'm going to make it 4,000, 8,000. 16,000, 32,000, 64,000, 256,000 asteroids. Right. I want there to be tons of background, you know. FPS right now is only 200, only 2200 FPS right now, with 500,000. If you go to 1,000,000 asteroids, it starts dropping down to about 200, still 300. Depends on how many is in the frame. We would never want to have this many, obviously. The idea is to create background, you know, meshes that are GPU, you know, on GPU. So that way the server will spawn in, you know, specific ones. It's the same gameplay mechanic. I haven't really kind of, you know, tipped the scale on how the asteroid, you know, system works. It's very much the same. Right, it's a pre-fractured calculation. So once enough damage is done to the asteroid, right, it pre-fractures. You what? You hear me? Because there's enough, you know what I mean? Like there's enough complexity in trying to find and scanning for the asteroids, you know, anyway. Once you do find them, it's more of just similar kind of mechanic of, you know, fracturing it in the best way you can. And I don't know why it's so cold. I think I'm getting hungry. It's food time. That's my uptime on YouTube. Let's see. Where is my chattering? Oh, just 2 hours. Man, I've gotten all that done in 2 hours? That's awesome. Cool. But yeah, like I'll show you one more. But yeah, like the idea right now of what I want to do, or this is what I have been doing, is we just have Patreon, and you know, everything I do is very transparent, and we just keep pushing builds, right? So every few weeks, right, we add land vehicles, you know, push it, add warp, push it, get missiles in, push it, right, get mining in, push it, get NPC flight AI, you know, you just push it. And the goal is that eventually I'll hopefully get enough people on the project. Yep. Yeah, so I just run a test build, like a Patreon server. Because I'm not trying to, the thing is, well, I'm not gatekeeping this with Patreon, you know what I mean? It's just, we are funding a project, not a live service game. And that way you get access to the build, you can play around with it in single player, you can join the current test. Yeah, so that way, like, if I want to do a build that has a totally different flight model for everyone to test, cool. You know what I mean? If I revert something, no big deal. If I just change a bunch of things, because it's not intended, but like that's the fallacy I think of SC's concept, is that because it's sold as a living game, it's stuck in eternal stagnation because it's like it's a live service. And you know, if we just like, you know, focus on gameplay and pushing features, then like you know what I mean? Then ultimately the community around the game, the people that are paying money, they're not paying money to play it, they're paying money to make it, you know what I mean? Which means that it'll be delivered at some point, you know? And I think long term, what I want to do is have a lagged build where it's like, you know, we keep a build that's running for like 3 months straight, you know what I mean? Like a stable, but like nothing becomes a stable, you know what I mean? Unless it's, you know, like it just happens to be one of the builds that are kind of like, oh, this one's actually really good. We'll just make that be the current stable. So there is something to go in and play with and show off if you want to. Like there's something running continuously that's not like a daily test build, but like it's not meant to be a living service either. You know? Because ultimately the goal is to make the game, right? To get the game going. There's tons of time for playing the game when you can play the game. And then what I want to do is, get to a point where we can do a Kickstarter, have the Kickstarter hopefully then be able to kind of push a year of development. And but I want to go to Kickstarter with a fully working prototype. Like everything works, you can play it, you can do all the features, like that way the money from Kickstarter becomes an art budget and a marketing budget, and not like, let's go figure out shit, you know what I mean? Like it's more like, hi, this is Unforgiven space, this is what you can do with it, this is why we want money, and this is what we want to do with the money. So it's not like here, come fund my dream, you know what I mean? It's just like, hi, this is the goal of the game, and anyway, that's the idea. Because otherwise, it's just, I don't know, stupid, And I think as we show more, the Patreon will obviously hopefully take off. Right? Yeah, gameplay. It's all about gameplay. Gameplay. Like making gameplay is the goal, right? Make gameplay and showcase gameplay. And then let everything else, What gameplay do we have? So pretty much we have fully working missions. So the cargo, the deliverable missions, like, pick up something from any random collection box, like drop-off box, and bring it somewhere else. So from like station to station. All the modularity, there's one of every component that the ship currently has. So there isn't a variation, there's like a baseline fuel scoop, fuel intake, so box missions, cargo missions itself, just buying cargo, sticking it on your ship and selling it, so raw. Like that's like Star Citizen 101. Bounties are working, it's bounty missions, so just spawning in a random NPC that you have to kill. Bounty missions with ships are working. The biggest thing now that I want to get working, the biggest goal, is I need to have NPCs spawning their own ships. Because that's one thing that SC doesn't do yet. Like we want to have the NPCs go around, get food, do their normal logic loop, and then once their idle time runs out, they go and spawn in their own ship, and then they take off to the other station. Right? So when you get a mission, the mission is for the NPC, not the ship. And it just so happens that they're in their ship, or they spawn their ship in, they're moving somewhere else, so that they can be actually tracked. So I want to have like real bounty hunting style kind of like missions, for NPCs and for players. That's why I'm working on stealth, because I want to be able to sneak past guards and sneak past NPCs. I want to do smuggling missions and stuff like that, like, and want to get a lot of that stuff online, like, pretty soon. So there's a lot of the time has been spent building up like for gameplay systems, but now it's actually art and finishing things. Right, like we have. Go get some food. Yeah, I'm going to in a bit. It's almost 6, so at 6 I'll go get food. So like we have all of the ship customization, right? We have ship flight. The ship like NPCs are like going around, they're doing their own thing. We have ships able to fly on their own and land. Ignore the fact that it bangs into the thing and self-corrects. It doesn't have enough room to kind of readjust its thrusters, so it's kind of dumb. But it works. Right, so like I can now get my own hangars. So NPC hangars and ship hangars are now like all using the same system. We can go do drop off, pick up locations, you know, because it's just getting the stealth and all that kind of stuff. It's not mobiGlass, it's a data pad. Right, with a real world interaction. Right, so it's more basic. Everything in the game, remember, the goal of the game is to kind of make it very Cowboy Bebop-ish, like without a lot of like low tech, a lot of like old school, you know, like HUDs and stuff that you'd be interacting with buttons per se, you know, up, down, left, and right, you know, simple UI interaction that you can do with your L pad. Without having to click on a bunch of stuff. Like, I want to do really simple, primitive stuff, but like intentionally just to kind of, you know, make it easy. So when you're running a line, you just kind of quickly check and kind of see what you were doing and go back to doing, you know, like without a lot of complexity. You know, trying to very much avoid complexity because, you know, there's only me. But, you know, this automatically spawns in missions. We have a box, you know, we have money. Obviously, there's only 2. This is not like, you know, super engaging content here, you know, like right now. But those variations are not a thing. But, you know, I just made money. Right, all the different types of our mining lasers. We have actual vehicles. We have like land vehicles. And these are cool, right? Like all the suspension system on these are actually working. I said it's just not very, not a very complicated buggy, but you know, it works. Right, so the item port system and snapping and cargo grids and all that stuff's working. Yeah, that's everything in the game. Like, everything in the game is about making it work. Like, I want to actually get the comm system working, where you need to actually put the comm system, you know, on your actual ship. And then that comm system is what actually uplinks with the comm network and determines if you're able to get contracts and things like that. You know, like all these NPCs, if you see in the top right corner, there's like a debug. It shows like their state. I can kind of look at them and see like what they're doing and what their, you know, values are. You know, we can do the security missions. I think I have them here. Like you know, buying commodities, like gas. See, they stack. So like, you know, you can, you know, we have cargo grids, right, that are dynamic. Right. So that's just like buying and selling cargo. And then bringing it over, you know, to another cargo grid and selling it, you know. We have mining lasers, they work fine. We have real, you know, real classical tractor beams that like attach, that, you know, bring in rigid bodies. So what's taking SC? I don't know. Man. That's why I'm working on this. You know what I mean? What's taking SC so long? That's why I want to get this playable. Like in that demo, Willie, that I was showing you, the multiplayer, just think there's 100 NPCs walking in. You know, all synchronized. There's, you know, there's not a lot graphically happening on the rendering side, but on the networking side, things are working, you know? It's just getting, you know, like once I get it all together and we get the main characters in so it looks good, like the game has a lot of, you know, like you know, there's more final art-ish. And it isn't just placeholder ships. Because all I've done now is I'm only adding to the game, you know, the you know, the item ports that I need. Like in the Unforgiven systems build, I'm only just working with what I need to. And then, like, you know, we have the main build where it's like, where's my thrust limiter? The flight model feels really good, even at this stage. It's got, you know, weight to it. So this is, I'm using a custom 64-bit build of Godot. We have unlimited size. We can put things anywhere. We literally have like 100 million meters X, Y, and Z, big enough that you would never be able to get there, you know, without a quantum drive, like from point A to point B. So we have like, we have the scalability to do that, and the idea is like when we get far enough away from something, we just unload it anyway. So an unforgiven space is meant to be. I'm going to be using procedural generation to complement the landing locations, as I want to focus on landing locations and not the biomes themselves. I just want to have really cool in-lore, locations. I've been playing, like, I'm not going to make the Starfield mistake. I mean, even if you look at like Outlaws, like how diverse the gameplay mechanics are, with the fact that you only have like what 5-6 planets in Outlaws, and even those planets only have like a few landing locations, and it's still pretty open. Yep. So this is kind of the early prototype of that. This is a very gray boxy area, but I have a whole bunch of different like landing locations and things like that we can that can be player bases, but I don't know yet. I'm evaluating it right now. Just getting getting places that we can go and land. Land in a hangar, go buy some cargo, sell it somewhere else. Right, I'm slowly kind of going through and kind of gray boxing out a lot of this stuff the way that I want it, like food blender, like creating different variations of the water planet here. Is it city, cloud city, water city? I like No Man's Sky. Yeah, pretty much. It'll be snappable prefab. So like this is a 32-meter iris. So this is kind of like the stuff I want to do. Like I want to focus on the lore of the game and the economics, right? We have a water planet. It exports oil. It exports a lot of like like hydro, like kind of like hydrogen and anything that it can kind of extract from itself. And just keep it simple. So we know exactly what I need to build, and a lot of these will be very similar to the same type of buildings that I put in a like in the actual like gas giant planet. But anyway, I'm going to use the washroom. Actually, I'm probably going to end the stream here for a little bit. It's 6 my time. I'm going to get some food, and I'll be back after. But yeah, the Discord is just unforgivenspace.com/Discord. That should bring you to it. I'm going to just confirm that. I'll also put it here in the Twitch chat, but I've been using YouTube a lot more lately. Yeah, I'm going to... it is really, yeah, try to get more eyes on it, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to personally hit around 300 USD, try to offset some of my own personal costs of working on stuff. But it's also a hard sell at this stage, and I totally get that. So I'm not in a mess of like, oh my god, we need money, like we need funding or anything. I'm gonna get the art working, and I'm going to get everything back to like where we are, and at least you can for $5 gives you access to the build right now. It's not much. It's the same as just being a Twitch subscriber, and at least you can kind of jump in and play around with it in multiplayer every Sunday. I try to do a test or so, but I'll leave it there, and I'll just end it, and we'll be back after.